And let's be honest, madam, you can't secure an alliance with anyone else besides me, and conflict with me is the reason you needed allies in the first place.
True. Ending the conflict will make lost alliances unimportant.
Quite. I suppose we still have a lot of fine details to iron out before we have a firm deal, but do you at least agree in principle? Well?
In principle, my lord. We have an agreement.
Any word on Greystagg, Stiletta?
None.
There won't be. It won't happen.
Treguard was right, Pickle. You are complacent.
Knowing what someone would never do isn't complacency, Stiletta.
Saying the same thing over and over for days is.
Greystagg would never make an alliance with someone who's hurt her people so much. The Dungeon Master is too nervous about this.
You used to be his seneschal, didn't you?
I was his keeper of the Book of Quests.
So you had to do what he told you every day for years. Always had to hold your tongue. Always had to say yes, master, no, master, 3 knapsacks full, master.
What does that have to do with all of this?
Now you don't have to treat Treguard's word as law anymore. You don't have to agree with him. You can even argue with him. You're only here now at his invitation, not at his summons. It's your choice to be here, not his.
I still don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying that I hope you aren't enjoying being on equal terms with him too much. That you aren't disagreeing with him just for the pleasure of being allowed to.
No, Stiletta, I'm not.
Good, because there are more important things happening right now.
Only if Treguard is right, and I don't think he is. What?
Just interested? I've only ever heard you call him the Dungeon Master before. This is the first time I've ever heard you refer to him by name. What could have changed that, I wonder?
Dearest, beloved John, I can't find the words to tell you how much I miss you, how much I still love you, how much I ache when I remember how you died. No, let's call it what it is. How much I ache when I remember how I was the one who fired the arrow. How I wish I could talk to you now, not just because I miss you, but because I need to know, what would you have me do next? You see, John, I now know. I know it all. I know who sent you to the Greenwood. I know who gave you the command to slaughter my friends, to burn the trees. This letter, I don't know who sent it to me, but it tells me everything. Weapons, John. That was it. The forest was being destroyed for weapons. The forest. It cleans the air. It's the sanctuary that gives life to so many creatures. The forest is life. And someone wanted it destroyed to create weapons. To give the world even more tools of death. As though it doesn't already have enough of them. That was what you were pushed into, John. That was why they wanted you to cut those trees down. To kill my friends, so that there were more ways for humans to kill each other. And now I know who gave that command, John. Please, John, wherever you are, tell me. Somehow tell me. What should I do now that I know? What should I do to the one who made you kill Oakley? What should I do to the one who made me kill you?
Scarkill, what bit of just get on with it are you having trouble with?
It's not easy breaking the ice like Bishop. I ain't even sat down opposite that Peggatty cowslip and she already tells me no.
No? To what?
No to anything, Bishop. As soon as I opens my mouth, like, she says, no, we doesn't agree to that. Real loud, like. I can't even start a sentence, Bishop, let alone explain our demands. she just starts screeching at me.
Not a problem, dear Skarkill. You should take a less aggressive approach.
Bishop?
Start by asking what they want, Skarkill, instead of laying out demands. Most of these negotiations you're doing are micromanagement tidbits, utterly meaningless long term. Go back to the table, find out exactly what little concessions they want, and just agree to them.
What? To anything?
Within obvious limits, of course. Anything that doesn't interfere with our strategic needs and that doesn't undermine what we gain from this treaty, we agree to.
We doesn't want to look soft, Bishop. When they just up their demands.
I imagine the shock of getting so much out of us so cheaply will strike them dumb, Skarkill. That should give you the opening to make our demands. That's all I really want, and only for as long as it takes to destroy Treguard. Surely you can manage that.
It'll hurt, Bishop. Difficult enough just keeping me rag, and I've got that Gatemaster staring at me like a Medusa while he talks. He'll zap me the moment I raise my voice.
Well, that's what he's there for, to make sure discussions stay clean. He'll zap Peggatty too if she makes trouble.
He ain't so far, Bishop. She screeches at me so loud me ears ache, and he just keeps glowering at me.
I don't suppose she's the one who brings manacles to the negotiating table, Skarkill.
There is that, I suppose, like.
Look, Skarkill, talking to the enemy instead of just killing them is never fun. But I'm not asking you to like it.
Just as well, all things considered. I just worries, Bishop. The more we agrees to, the more desperate we's gonna look.
It works both ways, Skarkill. The more demands we let them make, the easier it will be for us to calculate their intentions.
And how does we hide our intentions? Diplomacy with witches is hell.
Skarkill, just remember, the road to hell is paved with my intentions. My intentions will send them to hell. Keep that in mind, and when the time comes to squash the Grey Sisters, it will be all the sweeter for you.
Peggatty, what exactly did Treguard say?
Not much.
That is not a very detailed answer, my sister.
Peggatty can't help it if the true answer ain't got many details, eh?
Are you being impertinent, my sister?
Peggatty not happy, Highness. Not happy. How could you shake hands with Lord F? Hey, hey, hey?
Peggatty, I know how much you despise him, as do I. But some decisions must be based on necessity, not preference. My duty is to protect my people, and the whole reason we despise Fear is he has power he uses against us. Making an agreement with him is the only way to stop him doing that.
Peggatty believed that when Peggatty see it, not before. Hey, hey, hey?
The deal is not yet done, my sister. Negotiations are still proceeding at the gate tower. But just think, if Peggatty can extract the right concessions, Linghorm Palace will soon be ours. You and all the Sisterhood will finally have a defendable home. We will have protection from Lord Fear, even if he decides to betray us.
Not betting any amber on that. It's not right, Highness. Hey, hey, hey? Grey Sisters out, Treguard, eh?
I know, and the deal we are looking for will reflect that. Peggatty is trying to get a concession from the Gatemaster that will allow us to show that I have not broken my promise to Treguard.
Not broken the word, no. That's one thing, eh? But the spirit, Highness. Hey, hey, hey? The spirit of your promise. Isn't that important too?
I promised Treguard a favour unrelated to Lord Fear, and the concession I'm angling for will help Treguard and is related to Lord Fear. I would argue that I'm going the extra mile.
By taking the extra mile too? Doing deals with Techno-Sorcerer, eh? Not the right spirit, eh?
The spirit, as you call it, could mean anything. It is not as important as our survival.
The spirit is important to Peggatty. All your Highness is doing is just tricks of words. That's all it is, eh?
I can see how it might look that way, Peggatty, but as I said before, words are important. Now, I ask again, my sister, what did Treguard say to you?
Might have said something to Peggatty, might not.
I'll put it another way. Did he say to you that he might come here and intervene in our discussions with the opposition?
No, Highness. He did not use those words, eh?
Good.
But the spirit, eh? The spirit of what Treguard said? Well, that could have meant anything, eh?
What are you saying, my sister?
Peggatty not saying nothing, eh? Peggatty can't say nothing, because Peggatty ain't never been good with words, and words are important, eh? Words are important, Highness.
Where are you going, Peggatty? I have not given you leave.
Peggatty leaving anyway, Highness. Peggatty leaving.
But...
Peggatty knows why Mildred left the sisters now, eh? Peggatty knows why Bad Wife went her own way too, eh? Because if a sister can't trust the word of her queen, what can she trust, eh? What can she trust Greystagg, eh?
You will address me as...
Peggatty will only address her queen by title Greystagg, eh? Peggatty no call Greystagg Highness no more, hey? Not you. Greystagg ain't Peggatty's queen. Not anymore, eh?
Peggatty, wait! Am I doing the wrong thing?
So turning to Clause 8, Peg, what you want is...
Peggatty! You call me Peggatty or you will get nothing from us. Nothing and never.
Sorry, I keeps forgetting. So, to sum up Clause 8, Peggatty, you want the... what did you call it? A strict demarcation zone in the Forest of Dun that the opposition can't go into.
You betcha we want that. Gotta be in there. Gotta be. Guaranteed. Gotta be agreed to the letter. To the comma. No omissions, no exclusions, no ifs, no buts, or we will walk out right now.
Might I interject?
Yes. You interject... What you said.
What is it, Gatemaster?
A point of order, so to speak. My function here is solely to make sure these discussions are conducted in a civil and productive manner. I have anticipated trouble from you, Scarkill, with your history, but so far it is you, Mistress Peggatty, who is persistently guilty of raising your voice and of threatening to end the meeting at the slightest hint of disagreement.
Glad I ain't the only one to notice that.
Just how I work when I try and strike a deal. What's it to you?
That is your privilege, of course, but not when it becomes a hindrance. Tantrums, for their own sake, only waste time. They are also most distasteful to observe.
So?
You are using my gate tower and my time for these negotiations only with my permission. Therefore, consider this a first warning. If I perceive any needless attempts to stretch out these discussions on my time, I shall contact the Witch-Queen and demand she send a substitute envoy. Do you imagine that Queen Greystagg will be pleased with you if that happens?
Well, no. Point taken. I'll behave.
See that you do.
Right, Shockwave, a buffer zone. We want it. We want you to agree to it. We want it now. Now, I say now.
Okay, you got it. We'll set up a boundary. But I need to know where you wants it to run like first.
The area takes the shape of a wedge, from along the full stretch of land where the greenwood meets the river to the glade of the crazed heifer.
Pretty big for a no-go zone, innit?
Oh, well, if you're not interested, I suppose I'd better go and tell Her Highness.
Second warning, Peggatty.
What? Oh, give me a break, will you? How am I supposed to do diplomacy if I can't make lots of awkward demands?
You are free to make as many awkward demands as you wish, if that is your definition of diplomacy, Grey Sister. But if you threaten to walk out just one more time, I shall call a halt to proceedings. Then you will have to walk out whether you wish to or not.
That's not fair!
I am the Gatemaster! Within the gate tower, I decide what is fair and what is not. That is my entire purpose. It pains me to say it, but so far, Scarkill has been a paragon of receptiveness and cooperation. He has listened to all your demands and agreed to every one of them with few objections. For once, you can discuss his position without leaping out of your seat in simulated outrage!
Alright, yes, it's a big buffer zone we're asking for, but it's not like the Dunkwood is your territory anyway, is it? It's powers that be ground. Why are you even bothered if we ask you to stay away from it anyway?
That is a reasonable question. Skarkill?
Dungeoneers travel through those woods like. We need the chance to keep an eye on 'em. If they stops off at the Crazed Effer, and we ain't allowed near it, how can we keep tabs?
Not our problem, Goblin Master. Stay out of that area. That's what's on the table.
That's a big demand. I ain't got the authority to agree to it. I'll have to consult his fearship. May I have a few moments, Gatemaster?
By all means.
Skarkill calling Marblehead. Marblehead?
Receiving you, Skarkill. This is Lissa. What news?
Problems. The witches want us to agree a buffer zone in the Dunwood. It's right across the path we's gonna use to attack Nightmare Castle like. Lovely. From the way Peggatty's talking, it sounds like this is a deal breaker.
Nothing to worry about, Skarkill. Agreeness to it.
What? Is that what Lord F says?
Agreeness to it. It is of no consequence. By the time we attack Dunshelm, it will be too lateness for the Grey Sisters to intervene when we enter the zone.
Yeah, but...
All that matters is that they stick to the treaty long enough to let us attack Dunshelm. And we have an extra plannus in hand to make sure they do.
I'd rather hear this from the gaffer.
One moment, miss.
Skarkill, why are you wasting my time with this discussion of inches? I told you, agree to anything.
Anything that doesn't interfere with our strategic needs, you said, like.
It won't, Skarkill. Not this. Just agree to what they ask to the letter. Then get that treaty drawn up and make sure they'll sign it.
Yes, Fearship.
Master Treguard, can you hear me?
Well, where are they?
I don't know, Stiletta. I've been trying to contact Treguard for hours through the magic mirror, and I get no response.
Have you tried Ambroheim again?
Several times. They still insist that Treguard and Majida aren't there. They're making out that neither of them have ever set foot in Ambroheim.
That makes me even more suspicious, Pickle. If they're negotiating with Lord Fear...
Which they're not.
Which they might be. They'd probably be eager to shut Treguard up for good. So if he arrived on their doorstep... Romahna. Has Smirkanov finished his little flyover?
He has. He tells me he couldn't find any sign of Treguard and Majida from the altitude he had to take. If he'd made any move to get nearer the ground, the Grey Sisters would have become suspicious.
Fly over, Romahna?
That was what I was asked to arrange. I thought you knew about it.
I wanted Smirkanov to take a peek at Ambroheim from on high.
You're paranoid, Stiletta.
Paranoid?
Yes. If the Grey Sisters haven't done anything to Treguard yet, they will if they find out we've been spying on them.
If? Have you got a better explanation for why Treguard and Majida vanished?
Maybe they got lost?
Got lost? With an eye shield? And they haven't thought to contact us?
You know your problem, Pickle. You're not paranoid enough to see what's happening in the real world. Something is wrong, and if Treguard and Majida are missing, that means we have to deal with the Grey Sisters ourselves.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is now an emergency, and we are the only ones who can deal with it. We have to find Treguard and Majida, but we also have to make sure that Greystagg doesn't form that alliance.
She won't.
Maybe not, Pickle, but we have to make sure. Making sure means getting more information. That's what we sent Smirkanov to Ambroheim for.
What's got into you, Pickle? You're normally a bundle of nerves, but right now you're being so slack we could almost pour you out of that chair.
I suppose we could do something, but no. No, we can't. It's not my place to make a decision like this. It's the Dungeon Master's.
He's not here, Pickle. It's up to us now.
We have a complete accord, Your Highness.
So it would seem, my lord.
Come now, Greystagg, this is a time for joy. The end of years of hostility and suspicion. Why, maybe even the start of a handsome friendship.
I have lost a friendship today for the sake of this, and after years of bad blood, friendship with you will not begin just because I sign a scrap of parchment.
Perhaps not.
Queen Greystagg, Lord Fear, the terms are written up in full. Skarkill, do you affirm that the terms as written on this treaty are all that you have agreed to, fully, accurately, and without additions?
I affirms.
Mistress Peggatty, do you agree that the terms written on this treaty are in accord with what you and Skarkill have agreed to, in full and in principle?
I agree.
Then I, as facilitator, am content to call this peace conference a success. All that remains is to write the signatures of the two rulers at the foot of the document. Lord Fear, will you begin?
Without hesitation, Gatemaster. Done. Your turn, Greystagg.
Your Highness? Greystagg, do you agree to the terms of this treaty? Queen Greystagg, I repeat, do you agree to...
I agree.
The Treaty of the Gate Tower is now committed to by both sides.
Thank you, Gatemaster. Thank you, Your Highness. This is a great moment.
A lovely moment, but not so lovely for Maldame, your Fearship?
The war is over then, Lord Fear?
Yes. And that reminds me, we owe you a map. Lessard, do the honours, me old nose dropping.
With our compliments, Your Highness. Please put it to good use on the day Linghorm falls.
Thank you. Now, if you will excuse me, Gatemaster, these proceedings have left a stale taste. I feel quite unclean. I shall take my leave now.
Of course, Highness. I am satisfied that these proceedings are completed.
Thank you. Peggatty, we are going.
About time! Oi, Goblin Master, next time we meet it won't be quills and parchment we argue with. No, next time it's fireballs and...
I'm shaking in me eye patch, crone.
Oh, you will be, you...
Peggatty, no more. We're now at peace with the opposition. Don't endanger it.
Sorry, Highness.
And with matters settled, Lord Fear, you and your subordinates have no further place here either.
Of course, Gatemaster. I truly thank you for your hospitality. Skarkill? Lessard? Excellent work, both of you. We're on our way.
London's larger than I thought. That great white tower the Conqueror built here is larger than any castle I've seen in the north. I've noticed that people like to build their fortifications and their weapons bigger and bigger. They seem to think bigger is better. I have my trusty shortbow with me, though. That makes me deadlier than a dozen men-at-arms. Besides, while I'm up in this tree, no one notices me. Bless the green of my outfit. John, wherever you are, I hope you approve of what I'm doing here. I hope it's what you'd want. I don't suppose you would. You were always a gentle soul. But even so, I hope you'll understand. I am doing this for you, but for more than that besides. There's a soul here who is not gentle, and he's prepared to destroy it all. The forest, the greenwood, to give himself the power to destroy even more. He has to be stopped. And in a world full of people like him, that means I have to stop him.
Sisters, this is our moment. The information Lord Fear gave us shows weaknesses in Linghorm's defences. These are what we shall attack. Then, the map he gave us will lead us, at last, to amber trees hidden in the caverns below the palace. Maldame.'s time, as one of the rulers of the North, is over. We have sold our souls for this opportunity, my sisters. We must not let it slip. We fight now, and fight as never before.
Lordness, word from Sylvester Hans. He has sighted the Grey Sisters launching as their attack. Now is the time, Lordness.
We're sure that Hans can be trusted. With what he drinks, he must see witches flying over his head every other day.
He sounded about as sober as I have ever heard him sing.
Very well. Skarkill, mobilize all goblins.
Yes, your fearship.
Raptor, respond.
Aye, your lordship. How blows the wind, skipper?
It blows straight towards Dunshelm, Raptor. Gale force. I want every Mire man advancing through the underground mire towards Nightmare within the next 5 minutes.
It will be done, Captain.
Let the Mire Trog take point. He can knock a few walls down to let the army through.
You can knock a few of their fighters down too, lordship.
No mercy, Raptor.
And no mistakes, my lord.
That should go without saying, Raptor. Only I know it doesn't. Marblehead out.
I'm still nervous, Bishop. If the Grey Sisters capture Linghorm quick enough, they'll still notice us breaking the buffer zone.
They won't, my dear Skarkill. They won't. They have a delicious surprise waiting for them when they arrive at Linghorm.
Highness, Linghorm sighted below!
Well seen, Peggatty. Sisters, the target area is an access balcony 2/3 down the spire. It is a poorly defended position. Now, for the amber, dive!
Our information was correct, underlings. We are under siege. Repel invaders!
It's not possible. How did Maldame know we would be here?
Highness, Maldame has soldiers all over the balcony. We can't possibly...
Peggatty?
Her demise is the least of your worries, Greystagg. See? All of your lackeys are falling. Now, defend yourself!
A worthy strike, Maldame. But I live. Tell me, how did you know we were going to attack?
Don't be a fool, Greystagg. How do you think we knew?
Betrayal.
Indeed. And you know who betrayed you.
Sisters, those of you left, return to Amberheim.
That's it, you grubby paupers. Fly away. Linghorm is ours, and ever shall be.
Still nothing from Treguard. Pickle, we can't wait any longer. We have to attack now.
Attack? Attack the Grey Sisters?
Yes, attack the Grey Sisters. I'm convinced they're holding him prisoner. We haven't come up with a better explanation. It must...
What's happening?
What's happening is that we're too late, Pickle. Much too late. Magic mirror, show us the land beyond the walls. It's Skarkill! We're under attack!
Goblins. Scores of goblins. How do they manage to get past Oakley? He normally has them for breakfast.
Can we worry about that later, please, Pickle? All men-at-arms to the battlements. Prepare for invasion. I'm going up to organise
Stiletta, look at the mirror again.
Those images aren't goblins. They're from the Mire.
Raptor's leading the Mire men this way too.
That means they're going to attack us through the dungeon as well.
We can't possibly fight both armies at once. Not without Treguard's power over the dungeon.
Right, let's think. The Mire men are slower. They might arrive after the goblins. So here's what we'll do. We'll send a few of the men-at-arms into the dungeon to hold the Mire men off. The rest of us will have to fight off the goblins as quickly as we can, and then we'll join the others below to fight off the Mire men.
You're confident?
Don't be stupid, Elf. Of course I'm not confident. But this is the best plan I can come up with. Get about 20 men-at-arms together and take them into the dungeon to hold the line there. I'll organise the rest of the troops up on the battlements. Oh, and tell Romahna to summon Smirkanov. We'll need his help too. Come on, Pickle, move!
This day has taken too long to arrive. Treguard, you bearded throwback, you have nothing left to hide behind but these walls. Come out and face me.
No response, Lordness. Perhaps the mighty Dungeon Master is chicken.
Well, give him something to be chicken about, like. Tiny, get the door. This portcullis is designed for holding off humans, not hobgoblins. It'll be open in minutes for your ship.
Goblins? You should have knocked.
Alright then, let them have it. Stiletta!
What is it, Romahna?
Bad news, I just heard from Smirkanov. He's caught in a storm over the rocks of ruin. He won't be able to take off until it passes.
How long will that be?
Too long.
Bows and arrows, Stiletta. More techno than throwing knives, I suppose, but you still haven't got what I tried to teach you. Here, try this.
You were always very brave so long as you had the heavier guns, Fear.
You make my point for me, Stiletta. The reason I acquire technology is precisely because it means I have the better weapons.
Lordness, Tiny is doing a splendid job. The board palace is about to collapse.
Excellent. Over to you, Scarkill.
Goblins! Storm the castle walls now!
Everybody, get to the entrance. We have to stop them getting inside the wall.
What have we here? The mighty brave Dungeon Master sends an elven clerk to fight the greatest pirate who ever lived. I'm insulted. My men! I want every one of these land-loving soldiers on a skewer, but leave the elf to me.
You may be a mighty pirate, Raptor, but you're still only human. Even the weakest of the elven kin is faster and nimbler than you.
I'm impressed, Pickle. Nimble as you say. But there won't be much help to you where we are.
What does that mean?
Can't you feel the sweat on your brow, landlubber? Can't you feel your legs weakening? Your arms growing limp? Ha! You don't even realise, do you?
Realise what?
You lost before the fight began, fool. Don't you realise where you positioned your men down here?
I don't know what you mean.
This is where the dungeon's old mines, Pickle. It's where that idiot Bumptious used to dig for iron. It's almost falling out of the walls down here, and you're an elf. You're allergic to iron. You're beaten, elf. Beaten. And look at all your men are falling already.
Fall back. Everyone. Fall back.
That's it. Run, you green-blooded land dragger. My men, form up. We enter the castle in 2 minutes.
Pickle, I don't know if you can hear me, but we've failed. We can't even hold them off, let alone beat them. I'm sorry, Pickle. You're on your own down there.
It's a bit late to worry about that, Stiletta.
Pickle, what are you doing up here?
I failed. I lost all of them, Romahna. There were so many men and they just overran us. And I chose the worst place to make a stand. Oh, it's all my fault, if only
No time for that now, I've heard from Smirkanov again. He says he can't get out here for at least another hour.
An hour? We'll be lucky to last another minute. The Mimen are already advancing through the levels.
And the goblins are winning here. Every time we look like stopping them, Lord Fear starts bombarding us with fireballs.
Might as well face it, we're meeting a very well prepared sandwich.
That's it then. We can't win.
Only one alternative left then. All men at arms, sound the retreat. Abandon Nightmare Castle. I repeat, abandon Nightmare Castle. Find any escape route you can. Run for your lives.
It was an honour working with you, Stiletta, Romahna.
Don't stop being maudlin, Pickle.
No, we can talk about that after we've escaped.
You escape, not me.
What do you mean?
This is my fault. I should have acted as soon as the Dungeon Master went missing. And then I should have led the men in battle better. It's my fault. Both of you. Get as many of the men away as you can. I'll try and keep the goblins busy.
No, Pickle, wait!
Pickle, come back! You won't last 10 seconds against all of them. Pickle! Pickle!
So, this is the Great Hall, is it? I think old Treguard has issues if he wants everyone to believe that this is great. Did you not find any sign of him?
None, Lords.
Coward never showed his beard the entire battle, Fearship.
We got my men and goblins searching every inch of the castle, Skipper. No trace of him anywhere.
How disappointing. I wanted to gloat at him. Besides, he has power over the dungeon here that I can't claim without forcing him to hand it over to me.
Disappointing, Lordness, but mere details.
True enough, me old hanky filler. This is still the greatest day in the history of the opposition.
Opposition, Fearship? Ain't that name a bit out of date? We own Nightmare Castle now.
How true, Scarkill, how very true. In the north, we are now the powers that be. We have won the greater game of luck and glory.
As we was always going to, Lordship.
Yes, Raptor, the north is mine, and soon the whole kingdom will be mine.
Ambitiousness. How soon, Lordness?
Oh, it could be sooner than you think, me old Kermit. All we need is the royal family out of the way. And if the last part of my plan is going as I calculated, that could happen any minute.
John, you know I'm doing this for you, right? He has to die. You know that? Oh, I wish you could give me a sign that you approve. And yes, I do realize that you may not approve at all. That may even be why you won't give me a sign. But I have to do it anyway. This monster, more than ever, has to die. There he is, riding past, exultant in his power. But he's misused it, sending an innocent like you, John, to hurt the innocents of the Greenwood. That's why I know I'm right to do this. One wicked advisor, dead. 2 wicked advisors, dead. 3, 4. 1 guard, dead. 2. And now... Now, the king is dead. Long live the Greenwood.